This is the exact formula that you can use to game the Amazon algorithm, get your product to the top of the search results, and make as much money selling products on Amazon as possible. And this works even if your product has 0 reviews. And I know that because I was able to use this method to launch a new product on Amazon and get to the top of the search results from day 1, even though my product had 0 reviews. And there's new research out that'll show you how to optimize your product to make as much money as possible with Amazon. And if you're new to the channel, my name is Connor, and we've been documenting this entire series of creating and launching this product on Amazon here on this YouTube channel. So make sure to like this video because this is the exact formula that you can use to get your product to the top of the search results on Amazon. And success on Amazon is directly tied to how well your product ranks for different keywords. And keywords are what someone types into Amazon when they're searching for a product to buy. And the way that Amazon works is when people go to Amazon, they search for whatever they're interested in purchasing, and then Amazon's algorithm determines how relevant your product is in their search results. And the crazy thing is that this graph right here shows that the top product that comes up in the search results gets most of the sales, followed by the second, third, and fourth product. And it's actually exponential, which means the higher up your product is in the search results, the more sales you're going to get. And the way to get your product up higher on the search results is through sales velocity. And sales velocity basically means over the last 8 days, how much of your product have you sold? And the more you can sell of your product, the higher up Amazon's going to put your product on the search results. And that's where this formula comes in. You can think of sales velocity as 3 different components. The first component is your click-through rate, meaning when your product shows up on the search results, how often does someone click through from the search results into the actual product listing page? The second number is the conversion rate. So once someone sees your product listing page, how often do they actually purchase the product? And your goal is to optimize these numbers as much as possible. And we've talked about in previous videos in this series how to do that. And here's some new research that shows you how to optimize your click-through rate. And researchers hooked customers up to a computer, and the computer tracked where their eyes were looking. And this heat map shows where they were most likely to look. And the more red something is, that means the more people were looking at that area. And we can see here that the number one thing that people look at is the main image. That's where it is all red in this main image. So this means the most important thing that you need to optimize to get a high click-through rate is your main image. That's why it's really worth investing some time in a high quality image rather than slapping on the first thing that you see. People cannot try your product before they buy it. They can only see it. And as we've just noted, the main image is the most important thing for your click-through rate. And if you're looking to get great product images created that are optimized for Amazon, there is no better solution than FBA Creatives. FBA Creatives is a team of designers that specialize in Amazon graphics, including that main image. We do have the hookup for them below, so click that link in our description if you're looking to create the highest quality listing image. The other thing that we can see is that people look at the sales price and the title. So using this information, we really want to make sure we maximize and make the best main image that we possibly can. Because the better your main image is, the more likely that people are going to click through to your actual product listing. The second metric is your conversion rate. So once someone's actually clicked on your listing, you need to make sure that you maximize the chance they're actually going to purchase. And that's where this heat map comes into play. So again, researchers hooked people up to a computer to see where their eyes were looking. And again, the main image was one of the most important things that they looked at. And at this point, once they've actually clicked through, the next thing they're going to look at is the number of reviews. And your goal is to maximize the chance that when someone clicks on your listing, that they're going to actually purchase your product. And I talked about in a previous episode of this series how to do that. But just as a quick refresher, your main image, all of your other images, the bullet points, the title, and the number of reviews, you want to optimize all of those. So you're going to do everything that you can to maximize so that when someone searches for a keyword, that they're going to click on the product from the search results. That first off, your product will show up. Then that your product will get clicked on. Then once they've got to your listing, that they actually purchase your product. But that's only half the equation. The other half of this equation is the ET. And that stands for extra traffic. Because when you first launch, yes, some people are going to find your product from searching for whatever your keyword is and organically find your product. But most people, for that first couple weeks that buy your product, they're not going to find your product organically. They're going to find it from one of two different possible ways. If you follow the passion product formula, you should be growing your social media. You should be growing your email list. You should be growing your tribe so that when you do launch your product, you have an email list that you can send out an email to and let them know that your product is live on Amazon, in addition to any family and friends that might support you. This is going to drive a ton of traffic to your product listing and a ton of sales. This is going to let Amazon know that you have an amazing product, and it's going to make it so that Amazon puts your product higher in the search results. In our latest carnivore jerky launch, we sent an email out to everybody on that list, telling them about our new launch and offering them a discount code to order it on that first day. This got the momentum going from customers that already trusted us. There's a chance that if you watch this video, you didn't follow that part of the passion product formula and did not grow a tribe. So this is where the second thing that you can do to drive extra sales comes in, and that's Amazon advertising or Amazon PPC. And Amazon PPC is one of the most powerful tools that you can use to get sales for your Amazon product from day one, even if you have 0 reviews. And the way that Amazon PPC works is that you can advertise on Amazon so that every time someone searches for whatever keyword that you choose, you will show up on the top of the search results. People then click on your product and they buy your product. And every time that customers do that, Amazon will realize that your product is a really good fit for this search phrase, which means that over time, Amazon is going to rank your product higher up in the organic search results. And it's important to know that on Amazon, there are sponsored search results that are going to show up at the top of the search results. And then there are organic search results that you don't have to pay any money for. They show up right below the sponsored search results. So if you really want to get to the top of the search results, you need to pay to play. But in order to have long-term success on Amazon, you need to get to the top of the organic search results, because still, most people that buy products off Amazon do actually purchase from the organic search results. Most people do have somewhat of awareness that the products at the very top are sponsored, and a lot of people will scroll past those and go straight to the organic search results. Not everybody, but a lot of people. And I'm going to show you in this video how to quickly and easily set up Amazon PPC. In fact, we're going to be able to do it in under 5 minutes. And Amazon PPC, known as Amazon advertising, works like crazy. And did you know that 66% of all people, when they're searching to buy a product online, they start their search on Amazon. And on average, people that use Amazon PPC see a return on investment of over 4 times. That means that for every $1 they spend, they get a return on their investment of $4. So let me show you right now a method that you can use to use Amazon advertising as soon as you launch your product, even if you have 0 reviews. The important thing to note is that first week of launching your product matters a ton. We can use PPC as a strategy to get as many sales as possible during the first week. And during this time, we don't even really care about profitability. We really just care about driving sales. That's because Amazon is a momentum game, especially when you first launch. Amazon is judging your product during this phase. It's looking at how successful your product is going to be, and it's ranking you based on an 8-day rolling window. Basically, during these first 8 days of sales, Amazon decides where to place your product in the search results. The more sales we can drive early on, the better. So with this product, carnivore jerky, we only started running a lot of PPC at the beginning. We don't like running extensive PPC long-term with our products, but the first 8 days on Amazon matter the most. Amazon is figuring out whether your product is going to be a big seller or not, and how serious you are about it. So if you sell well in your first 8 days, it matters a ton. It's not even about profitability. So I'm willing to spend more on ads because what I care more about is ranking the product and getting in front of people and building that momentum, and then scaling back. And I'm going to show you how to set up your PPC. The first thing you're going to do is click these 3 lines up here, then go to Advertising and Campaign Manager. You'll see 3 options: sponsored products, sponsored brands, and sponsored display. And actually, there's even a 4th option now. The easiest for beginners is sponsored products. It's super beginner friendly. Sponsored brands are what you see at the top of the search results, but you need 3 SKUs to use it properly, and it's more for brand exposure than directly driving a return on investment. So we'll click on sponsored products and hit continue. Next, we'll create a name for this ad group. I'm calling it Close Match. Then select the product you want to create your ads for. This is the new product I just launched. and click Add. Now we have two options, automatic targeting or manual targeting. I'll show you both, but since we're starting an automatic campaign, we'll go with that and we'll scroll down. A big mistake I see people make is clicking Set Default Bid. Instead, we'll set bids by targeting group because there are four: close match, loose match, substitutes, and complements. Each should be a different bid. So we'll turn off loose match, substitutes, and complements. Let's quickly go over what each one of those mean. Close match is part of automatic targeting. Amazon says we'll show your ads to shoppers who use search terms closely related to your product. This is where you want to allocate most of your budget, because it targets people actively searching for products like yours. Loose match means Amazon shows your ads to shoppers using search terms loosely related to your product. Honestly, I wouldn't spend too much here. Substitutes target shoppers browsing detail pages of similar products, basically competitor pages. And complements shows your ads on pages with related products that people might also buy in complement with yours. To keep things simple and in control, we're just using close match for now. Under campaign bidding strategy, we've got dynamic bids down only, and fixed bids. If you're tight on cash, you can go with dynamic bids down only. You'll only spend your max bid or less, like if you set it at 92 cents per click, you won't ever spend more than that, and it could even be lower. If you want to maximize your sales and maybe profit, dynamic bids up and down is a great option and usually what I go with, especially during that first week. Amazon can raise your bid up to 100% if they think someone is more likely to buy, so it could charge over $1.80. But it could also lower your bid if it doesn't expect to sell as much. You can also choose dynamic down only, but for now, we're sticking with dynamic up and down. There's a more advanced setting here for bid placement. We'll cover this in a future in-depth PPC video. No need to worry about it for now. For campaign name, we'll call it automatic campaign. Start date is today. No end date, because we'll use our judgment on this as we keep an eye on it. For the daily budget, just put whatever you're willing to use. Remember, early on, you probably won't be making money yet. For us, we're putting a big amount because we're willing to invest in a product launch because we're so confident that this product can be making thousands of dollars down the line. Down here, if you want to launch in other countries, you can, but since we're not selling in Canada or Mexico, I've skipped that. Just like that, we've launched our first campaign and ad group. Now click Sponsored Ads and click Campaign Manager. So you'll see our first campaign, Automatic Campaign, and inside it, the ad group Close Match. A campaign can have multiple ad groups. So let's create another one. We'll call this one Substitutes. Same steps, click on Add, go to Bidding Strategy, and this time turn off everything except for substitutes. Then click Add Group. Repeat the same thing for complements and loose match. And there you have it. We've properly set up automatic campaigns with close match, substitutes, complements, and loose match. That's how easy Amazon PPC setup is. However, this is just the very beginner version. If you're interested in learning more about how to use PPC to launch your product on Amazon, we have an in-depth Amazon PPC video in this series, so click on that playlist and watch that next video if you're interested to learn more. So again, you want to build as much momentum when you launch your product on Amazon as possible. You must aim to have as much as possible from day one so that Amazon will recognize that you have a good product and that you'll start to rank high in the search results. But the thing is, with our email list and our PPC in our first 8 days of launching, we actually ran into the opposite product where we started building too much momentum. I realized very quickly that we were going to completely sell out, especially because we did such a small manufacturing run. So I had to quickly call up the manufacturer, and luckily they were able to get a new order made in just a couple days. One of the benefits of being with a US manufacturer was to get it shipped off so quickly. But even still, we did sell out, but at least we had some future buyable supply, so people could still order even though it wasn't Prime eligible. This did slow down a lot of our momentum and is something that you definitely need to be aware of as a new seller. Again, we're documenting the whole process of creating and launching this product, Carnivore Jerky. And make sure you smash that like button and subscribe to this channel and stay tuned for the next video where we'll go over all the results from this product. I will see you then.